Welcome back, friends and lovers. And I finally figured out what the fuck was going wrong with the audio in my videos. So we're gonna have better audio now. It's fine. Also, I want to thank Curtis Connor for this amazing, beautiful merch. I am about to be a graduate of Yee University, not the University of Pittsburgh. I transferred last minute. So, this month... Okay, first of all, the books I've been reading this year in 2019 have been incredible. Like, I was reading shit books last year compared to what I've read this year. So, yeah. Get ready for the spring favorites video because it's going to be a lot of good books. And also good music, so get ready. The point of this video is that we read Autoboyography. This book was so fucking good. When I die, bury me with this book. Just kidding. Bury me with Invincible Summer by Hannah Moskowitz, who I love dearly. And if you follow Hannah Moskowitz anywhere or you don't, you should follow her. And she just got a job, and I'm so proud of her, and I love her so much. I gave Autoboyography 5 out of 5 stars. I fucking tore through this bitch. It's so good. And part of why I tore through it is, like, even though it's like 400 pages, the font is fucking huge. This book is written by Christina Lauren. It's actually 2 women, one named Christina, the other named Lauren. They write a lot of romance novels, which is probably why this book was so freaking good. This book is about a half Jewish guy from Palo Alto. He and his family moved to Provo, Utah, which is where Brigham Young University is. But they moved there for his mom's job, and he used to be out in Palo Alto, but he can't be out in Provo because Mormons. He has been living there for like a few years. He has a best friend, and no one knows that he's bi, except for his family. His best friend convinces him to take this course where you're supposed to write a book over the course of a semester. It's basically like when classes do NaNoWriMo, except that like this, they have 4 months to do it, so it's going to be a better book. We get introduced to this character named Sebastian Brother. He is the son of the bishop in town, and he took this course the previous year. And his book was so good that he got a book deal. He actually got a 3-book deal because he fucking sucks, and I'm excruciatingly jealous of this fictional character. When Sebastian Brother walks into the room, it is the most incredible and intense moment of Tanner, the main character's life. Like, I don't want to tell you the wording because, like, it is so gripping and beautiful that I want you to be able to experience it for the first time. But this, oh God, it's so good. It's so good. And basically, I think from here, you can kind of intuit the way that the story is going to go. So if you want to stop here so that you can read it and experience it all for yourself, do that. I know that when I like to read books, I like to know as little about them as is possible because for me, that makes the experience better. I don't like expecting things out of books. Okay, so now in Spoilerville. So basically, he and Sebastian are just, like, drawn to each other, like, so much. And Tanner goes to Sebastian for help with this book, and because he's like, I don't have an idea. And he tells Sebastian that he's thinking about writing about a queer kid in their town. And then Sebastian's like, oh. But Tanner, like, can't really read whether that's like, oh, no thanks, or like, oh, yes. Like, same mood. They end up getting extremely close. They end up dating. Oh my God. Their love story is just amazing and I love it. But obviously there's the tension of he's Mormon and can't be gay. According to Mormons, you just can't be gay. Sorry about it. And then Tanner is bi and he doesn't want to ruin Sebastian's life. And also Tanner's mom grew up LDS Mormon. So she has a lot of like baggage with this. And she doesn't like that Tanner is dating a Mormon guy. Because she knows that there's going to be a lot of heartbreak and she knows that they're really shitty to gays. It's fine. So there's tension involving that. Obviously, because this is the way things are, someone finds out that Tanner is gay. No, not Tanner. Fuck. Someone finds out that Sebastian is gay because duh. And that part is really sad. But I do want to tell you that there is a happy ending, because there has to be, because it's a romance novel. But it is just beautiful and it's not explicit in any way, which is kind of nice. And it's just really, sometimes I did feel a little annoyed, like the conversations kind of got cyclical, but I also understand that like that's life. And just because I, a very, very angry Aquarius, refuse to have my life and conversations be cyclical, doesn't mean that that's the way that other people's lives work. Like I said, happy ending, no one dies. Obviously, there has to be tension, so it's going to get sad in the middle because like there has to be a climax because that's storytelling. We can't just have things just be nice and just like, I just want to hear a story about like people who love each other. That's not it. That ain't it, Chief. That's not going to sell a book. I get it. I know. So yeah, that's sort of the summary of Autoboyography. I feel like it's so hard to give a review of this book because I loved it so much. I mean, like the style is really, really beautiful. And that's what kind of blew me away about this book. And it's definitely because the authors who co-wrote this are very experienced romance writers. I think this might actually be their first foray into young adult. And it might also be their first foray into queer literature. But like this book is so good. Like it almost feels like a Mormon romance would have been cliche, but at the same time, like I love it and I needed it and I'm glad I have it. And I highly recommend Autoboyography to everyone. I've been recommending it to literally all of my friends because we're all gay. And it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful and I just love it so much. And this is such a bad review because I just have to gush, I guess. It's really nice that the main character has, actually all of the characters have very close relationships with their parents, which is not usually something you expect out of a queer novel. And it's not something I would expect ever because I'm not that close with my parents. Says I, who literally texts their mom every day and calls their dad every day. But that's logistics stuff. It's literally not about my life. It's about like, do I need to get a new driver's license when I move to Ohio? The answer is, I think, yes. Everyone should read this fucking book. Everyone should read it. It is beautiful. It's incredible. I recommend it for literally all ages. Get your hands on this book. So next, let me pull up next month's book. This book is actually an ebook. So I don't have a physical copy to show you, and I have not charged my Kindle in like way too fucking long. So next month's book is Coffee Boy by Austin Chant. This is what it looks like. Let me read for you the description. It's supposed to be very short. And it's also own voices. Very cool. And it fills our trans category. So great. In case I didn't make it clear, Autoboyography was bi, because Tanner, the main character, was bi. And this next book is trans. After graduation, Kieran expects to go straight into a career of flipping burgers, only to be offered the internship of his dreams at a political campaign. But the pressure of being an out trans man in the workplace quickly sucks the joy out of things, as does Seth, the humorless campaign strategist who watches his every move. Soon, the only upside to the job is that Seth has a painful crush on their painfully straight boss, and Kieran has a front row seat to the drama. But when Seth proves to be as respectful and supportive as he is prickly, Kieran develops an awkward crush of his own, one which Seth is far too prim and proper to ever reciprocate. That is May's book. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you go and follow me on all my social media, especially Instagram, but also Twitter, which is, I post a lot on both. I am always on social media. You can also go and support me on Patreon, which I have not checked in a while, I realize. And if you do that, that helps to fund the editing software that I utilize to make these videos for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Mamma mia, here I go again. Bye bye.